2025, I got so many plans for the channel. I got so many ideas I want to see through. But in order to make it all happen, I'm going to need something to keep me accountable. Here's what it is. Good morning. I am outside on an absolutely glorious day. It is end of February and might as well feel like early March. There is snow on the ground. It's Saturday and I came out here with gloves and a winter hat, expecting that I was gonna have to be all bundled up and start walking to get warm, but immediately as I stepped outside, I knew I was overdressed. I took off my hat, took off my gloves, swapped it, removed a layer. I'm out here for a long hike on Saturday morning. Lately, I've been training for a Spartan Beast in the end of April. And normally, Saturday mornings, I've been doing long runs, kind of peaked up about 9 miles at this point. I got pretty much 2 months till the race. But I got an open day today, nobody's around, and I figured I would take the whole day to do a long hike I've been wanting to do for a while. I'm here in Marsh Creek State Park, and I'm pretty much going to hike as far around the lake as possible. You can get almost all the way around the lake, but the trail doesn't go all the way around, and it's farther than I've ever been. So I'm excited to check it out and really just enjoy the weather, take my time, get a lot of video along the way, and tell you about my plans for the channel this year. Make this a little bit tougher than just a walk in the park. I got my backpack on, my Evolve Supply Co. Ranger, and I loaded it up with about 23 pounds, mostly artificial weight. I put a 10-pound dumbbell in there and a whole bunch of extra water, a little bit of gear, camera gear, some lunch snacks, but just trying to add a little bit of resistance. Backpack's a lot more comfortable than the weight vest. And also got my pup out today. She's gonna come for probably about the first 2 miles. And then I'm gonna drop her back and do the rest of the long walk myself. Wow, the lake is still frozen. We've had some warm days. I wouldn't test it at this point, but really pretty to see that we're still in the end of February here in Pennsylvania and the lake is completely frozen at this point. It's probably 8 feet deep here in the middle of this channel. Absolutely gorgeous. Just a few weeks ago when the lake was more solidly frozen after some cold weather, I got to check off a bucket list item and actually skate on this lake. I've lived here almost 13 years and never have actually ice skated on the lake until this year. If you want to go check that out and see what it was all about, take a look at this video right here. Wow, you're never gonna guess what I just found. I found one of the biggest tree burls I've ever seen. A lot of people think tree burl indicates something about the tree's health, that it might be sick or dying or something that the tree needs to be taken down or the burl needs to be cut off. Thing is, you don't never want to cut off the burl. If you cut off a tree burl, what's going to happen is it then leaves a giant wound on the tree, and that bark never heals, and then it just is susceptible to further disease and likely it'll die. So it's best to just leave the tree burl on there and admire it for what it is. The funny thing is, there's actually really high value tree burls, and there's people out there called burl hunters. They have a unique pattern in the wood inside of it, and it's really valuable for furniture. The pattern within a burl is totally unique. No two burls are alike, just like a fingerprint. And so what people do is they'll cut the burl and then use it for a piece of furniture. And tree burls from good hardwood like walnut, they sell for several $1,000s. really burl forms when a insect or some kind of infection or maybe a fungal infestation happens on the tree, and the tree grows around it to protect itself. And again, the tree is totally fine and will live for many years and really not be affected by it, and just something nice to look at. So in order to keep some skin in the game and keep practicing videos all year, I knew I needed something to keep that rhythm and make sure I was going to keep doing it week after week, and not let it be something that I did for a couple weeks and will fall apart. And one thing I heard recently is that instead of setting New Year's resolutions or goals, set a theme for the year. And it really resonated with me, because rather than a goal or a resolution, which, is timely and measurable, a theme isn't something that you can fail at. Theme is just something you can slowly chip away at. And even if you make the smallest progress or the smallest step forward, you've made progress. You've gotten yourself better at what you set out to be. And I really like that, because I think so many times in the past, setting out for a New Year's resolution or a goal, I get so much momentum up front. And then as soon as I kind of misstep or fall off the wagon, it's so hard to restore that momentum. So rather than that, I'm going to focus on a theme this year. And one of those themes is video. I love creating, whether that's projects around the house, whether that's code through apps and software engineering, whether it's sewing projects, woodworking, building a woodshed. It's just, I love the act of creating, and combine that with, I think, my passion for electronics and gadgets. Video is a natural fit of an intersection of a lot of the things I like. And so one of the themes for this year is going to be video. Another thing I really like about video is it's a great way to persist memories. Different from taking a picture with your iPhone that goes into a library of thousands of pictures. Videos are a lot more engaging, and I think you can find the sweet spot for making a video about a vacation and put it in a place that's easily accessible, like YouTube. And it's so easy to just share with other people, come back 2 years later and get a lot of enjoyment out of, different from an absolute needle in a haystack that looking for a specific photo in your photo library becomes. Once I was decided that I was going to use videos were going to be my theme, I needed to figure out a focus. What videos could be a lot of different things. It could be animation, it could be documentaries, it could be instructional software engineering videos, it could be family videos. And so I needed a focus. Where did I want to invest my time and focus that theme of videos for 2025? is one of my favorite spots on the trail. My buddy compared it with hiking in the Pacific Northwest. Just a really steep slope, wide open old pine growth, not a lot of underbrush, and I've never really hiked up in the Pacific Northwest, but I watch a lot of videos and I can see the resemblance. On my journey of getting better at storytelling and cinematography, I want to get out in the outdoors and create my favorite kind of videos, those big, epic stories of the trips that I go on and what happened and the fun we had. And I think they're just such a great way to relive the memories of those trips. And whether it's, I think it's so much better than taking photos, because photos end up in your library and you got thousands of photos in there, versus taking the time to get an intentional video put together and edit it and put it on a place that's easily shareable. And then from there you can you relive the memory a lot easier. Next following year, go back, go watch those videos from last year, send them to friends and family, send them to the friends that were on the trip. They're going to be available for my kids when they get older. They can watch these videos back of their trips. And those are honestly my favorite kind of videos to record. But what trips do I have in mind for this year? Oh man, really is a tale of two seasons out here. One sense, in the areas that are in the sun most of the day, it's well into spring. It's sloppy mud, it's thawed out, but you find those spots that are just in the shade all day and it's still frozen solid. You got patches of snow, ice on the trail, it's very slick, but you can feel spring knocking on the door. This is one of my favorite spots on trail. It's not too far in. Incredible view. Nice quiet corner and this awesome little bench that's been here for years. Talked a lot in this video about my plans on the channel for the year, and highlight of that's going to be some awesome trips I have coming up, and I hope to make a video for each one, if not several. Some of those trips, upcoming trips, include Disney in a few weeks. That's our first Disney trip as a family. Late in the spring, we're going to head to Spain, probably a combination of Madrid and Barcelona. Then after that, we got 2 weeks at Lake Raystown. That's one of my favorite places in the state. We got lakeside campsite. I am super excited for that. After that, I'm going to be doing some backpacking, the Old Loggers Path Loop. And that's going to be a dad's trip, just the dads. Then later on this summer, I'm going to do the west branch of the Susquehanna River. That's the dads and boys that we do the annual canoe trip with. Following that, we're going to be heading New River Gorge as a family. That's chipping away at our annual national park trip. And then kind of round the summer off, I'm going to be going out to the Teton National Park, Great Teton National Park, and doing a backpacking trip out there. And I absolutely cannot wait. Kind of time that trip right on the new moon, so Starscape is going to be fantastic. I had so much fun in the Rockies last year, and if you want to go check that video out and get that right here. And all these trips, I'm really looking forward to some epic videos, really practicing my content, and I'd love to have you along on the journey with me. You actually get a free ticket. All you have to do to come along on each one of these trips is just click that subscribe button. And I hope to have you there. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.